Hello, it's Emma Mills here and Ralph Mills, and welcome to episode 127 of My TV. It feels like forever since I've been talking to you one-on-one from behind this camera and behind my desk. Over the summer I've done interviews, as you'll have seen, with Chris Ducker, Nigel Bottrell, and I was also a bit kinder to myself. I'm definitely one of my own worst critics, and we've been getting through some stuff in the office internally that's going to help us push on to the next level. We've been creating an academy internally, some operational stuff, and actually I had to give myself a little bit of a break with My TV. So you might have noticed we've not been quite as frequent as normal. You might not have noticed, and I've just given the game away. But definitely one thing I've learned this summer is to just be a little bit kinder to yourself. If you need that break, if you need to get on with stuff that's going to push yourself forward, just give yourself the permission to do it. However, we are back weekly with lots of little productivity tips that are hopefully going to make your life easier and your business pushing forward. So it seems like a long time since the summer, but one of the things that I did do while I was on holiday is I did my usual Amazon haul, loads of books. And this one, I had heard lots about. I regularly mocked the title. I would say I don't class myself as an early bird naturally. And the 5am Club, actually one of my very first My TVs, was about how I don't think it matters what time you get up, as long as when you're waking, you're focusing on high value stuff. However, Robin Sharma has changed my mind. So this book, actually one of the first things is it's more like a fiction book. It tells you a story. And this is not going to be a full-on book review, but two things that have come out of this, which have been a theme throughout a lot of the year, from the interviews I've done, from, trying to grow in the business. So this book tells you all about how basically between 5 and 6, you have to protect that time and do the things that will serve you most in it. Now, what I realised as I started to, when I came back from holiday, so August, I worked from home a lot. I spent a lot of time testing and getting up at 5. There is a full guide, if you like, of what you should do between 5 and 6. It's very, very specific about working on the different areas of like mindset, soul set, heart set, learning, development. It all sounds a bit woo-woo, I know, but it's not. It's really, really smart, switched on, intelligent book, which has obviously had a lot of research and thought into it. But the two themes that have come up, so one, as I started to, now I didn't get up at 5 straight away, it would be like 4:45 or 5:30, or the next day 6:15, but I kept trying and going and testing stuff. And one of the first things I started to do was grab the small tasks. So I would be at my desk thinking, oh, actually, great, you've made it up. So it's sunny, we had a nice August. Right, what am I going to do now? And there were so many days where I would get to say 10, 11 o'clock, and I would be thinking, actually, what you've just done this morning is admin. It's stuff that I was ticking off Asana tasks, people chasing me for things. And every time I brought it back to the book, and I realised that these are not the high value things that drive your business forward. It goes back to the interview that I did with Nigel in the summer, and he's religious about his 90 minutes. He does not do admin in that 90 minutes. He does not do things on his to-do list. It's about actual things the high value stuff that will either make him sales, push his business forward, train his staff better, create a better culture, like things that are the really high value stuff. And I quite quickly got into TAT, as I would call it, like the fluff, like the things that make you feel really busy but you're not. And I think it's a curse of a lot of business owners that being busy does not equal growing your business. And it's definitely can tie down to a lot of businesses why they don't grow. So this book talks all about protecting some time in the day. And so the two things that I really got from it is, again, going back to carving out time to focus only on the high value stuff. Now, in reality, I would advise everyone to get a copy of this. It's a really good eye-opening book, but it's just as important as if you protect an hour at 12 o'clock in the day, 9 o'clock at night. It may suit some people to do other things. Now, Robin will talk all about how starting the day off with exercise and all these things are going to make your whole day run much more better. But if we just talk about protecting some time where you can do things properly, it's really important, like Nigel's 90 minutes. The other really key point from this is time to think. Now, I have started a new course recently. I'm not going to go on about it now, but a lot of people know I'm a bit of a course junkie, but this I think is going to be a game changer. I've started doing 24 assets. Now, part of this Dent course involves and requires a lot of deep thinking about creating methodologies, about creating IP for your business, about creating things that are going to differentiate your business and stand it out from the rest. Deep thinking. And I recognize that most business owners don't ever do that. They will go from meeting to meeting and fill the diary up and let distractions come in and talk to the staff, and it's all just like, ooh, never stops, and it's like a treadmill. But deep thinking is actually where the really good stuff happens. So as I've been testing and trialing getting up much earlier, I've realized that you don't recognize the value that you have, the ideas you can come up with, the things that you might not necessarily give yourself the time to do, unless you protect some time for yourself, some quiet time without phones, notifications switched on, without distractions, without Slack being open. It's made me realize that unless you actually dedicate that time, I think most business owners will miss a trick and not come up with the ideas or the new products or the marketing campaigns or the methodologies that will make your business world class and stand out from everybody else. So number one, I'm definitely, if you're looking for an audiobook or a book to read, 5am Club, highly recommend. But my two main takeaways are: protect time in the day for you to do some proper thinking and to work on the high value stuff, because I think you'll just be really surprised at the stuff and the creativity that will come out of it. And so I hope this revamped new My TV, we're back on the road weekly, episode 127, has helped to get your head out of the dirt and into the clouds. And even if this just gives you 10 minutes or so to think, actually, I'm just going to carve out an hour a day, whenever it is, whenever suits you best, to do some decent, good thinking in my business. And I will see you next week, episode 128. See you then. Bye-bye.